Hey guys. Well, welcome to the Szakall Campground, aka my work for the past 3 years. Because the truck is still not 100% and I'm worried about going deep into the backcountry, I thought this would be a good place to, one, show you guys where I work, and two, it's a beautiful, beautiful campground. We're not open yet. We will be in about 2 weeks, but I've been here for the past week cleaning out the sites and getting it all ready for another season. So let's get to some cooking. So I've been working here, like I said in that little intro there, for 3 seasons. Before that, I worked with BC Parks, and I worked up the Skagit at Silver Lake Campground, Ross Lake, Whitworth, and then sometimes we would go down and just check the garbages and whatnot at the Othello tunnels. When the atmospheric rivers went through in November, it shut a lot of that down, destroyed the tunnels and the road getting up past Silver Lake. So unfortunately, a lot of us were laid off and looking for work the following year. So the Szakall Campground is a city-run campground, and Mike and Alicia are my boss. They have multiple campgrounds throughout in BC. They're from Revelstoke, and they're fairly new business. I think they've been in operation for about 4 years, and they're definitely growing because of just the great work that they're doing. So today we are just cooking up a Sloppy Joe cheeseburger. Now I could have made a Sloppy Joe mix, but it's getting late in the day. I worked all day, so this is just going to be something super easy, but it doesn't take much to make a Sloppy Joe mix. Some tomato sauce, some ketchup, a little bit of mustard and brown sugar. You could add like little peppers and onions into it, and that's it. So that's super simple, but at the same time, I'm tired and I don't want to and worry about making a sauce. So, and this is just as good. So I just want to take this time to just say thank you to all of you guys who watched the last video, the one where we went to the waterfalls, and I kind of gave you an update on the truck. It means a lot to have a supportive community here. That's what I've always wanted with the YouTube channel, is a place where people can go and ask questions that some people might think are dumb, or just like to do things a little bit differently, more real. I know we all would probably love to have that super capable, completely tricked out rig, but for the most of us, that's not in our deck of cards, and we're just happy with what we have and we make do with it. And that's one thing I want with this channel, is just to be real with you guys, no BS. I'm not going to ever share a product with you guys that is crap, just to make a company happy. That's just, because what's the point? Because I know how, disappointing it can be when you spend your hard-earned money to get something and it be crap. So that's one thing that I'll be honest with you guys. You might not like the product that I'm advertising because maybe you have had a bad experience with it, but if it works and for me and I've had 0 issues, I'm going to share that, because unfortunately with everything in the world, just because one person had a bad experience, it doesn't mean you will have a bad experience. So, and to everybody who subscribed and from that video, I appreciate each and every one of you who have hit that subscribe button, because you saw something in the channel that either, you know, you found comforting, you are enjoying what we're doing, and that means a lot to us. So we're extremely thankful for you guys. You know, I got to a time in my life where I just kind of found myself not happy, you know, having a hard time going to work every day. And I've been that person since basically I was 16. I've been working full time in the summertime. When I was in high school, I would work as much as possible because I like making money. And I've gone to school twice. I have a certificate as a small engine mechanic. And when I got out of that program a year and a bit later, I realized that there isn't too much money unless I was to go down to the big cities. And the demand for a small engine mechanic where I was living in Ontario just wasn't very big. And yes, I should have done that research before school, but me going off to college was me making that jump into doing what I love, and that's to work on motorcycles and dirt bikes, ATVs, snowmobiles, and pursue that passion. And I did really well. And unfortunately, just with 2 young kids at that time, I had to do something now to make money, because I've always been that person that puts 120% in almost every single day. And yes, did I get rewarded for that? Of course. You know, I would get the small and raises. I would have companies that would keep me on during the off season when other people would get laid off. But did it ever get me to a point where it made a huge difference? Not really. I would go from here to here. Never enough to really make a significant change in my life and my family's life. And doing that for almost 20 years, it was just starting to wear on me. You know, I would bust my ass off, but yet then see the other guy getting paid the same. And, you know, what was my hard work in doing? The only one it was benefiting is the company. And I think we all have that dream at some point in time in our life where we want that little house with the white picket fence. And that's something that we worked so hard to get to. And yes, you know, we made bad choices when we were younger, had bad habits, but all of that didn't really interfere with how hard I worked. I made sure that my kids had, you know, the name brand shoes, name brand clothes, so it would put them in a good position when they got older. Because, you know, we've all been there when you're sporting the Walmart or the Sears clothing. That wasn't cool, and we didn't want that for our kids, because we both went through it, and Cheyenne and I. And then eventually when we moved to BC here, and the hiccups we had along the way, our priorities changed a bit. But it was almost a good thing, because our life changed, I think, for the better. And now that house with the white picket fence isn't a top priority. You know, our kids are at the age where a couple more years they're going to be out of here, and we won't have that responsibility of taking care of them on a daily basis. We'll always keep in touch, obviously, and they're our kids, so we'll always be taking care of them. I wanted to be happy to go to work. And when I started with BC Parks, yes, the pay, it wasn't the greatest, but being able to be out in beautiful places like this And where I was working, I was going 60 kilometers up to the border of Canada and the US, where there's no cell service. It's just you, the campers, and the wildlife. And that was such a refreshing experience. You know, people that are out camping, out even just enjoying the lake in the summertime, they're all there for a good time. So their attitude, the vibe of your workplace, that's just such a great, rewarding place to be when everyone, for the most part, is in just an incredible mood, high-spirited, and a lot of like-minded people. And that just felt so good. And then when I started here after the storms, it's, again, being a city-run campground, the pay is definitely a lot better. The bosses are awesome, to the point now where we see them maybe once a month, and they can worry about other campgrounds. And it's growing. And again, to be in a place where I love being in the middle of nowhere, just the two of us, just me and my family. But I also love being in a well-ran campground that has rules, and they follow those rules, because that makes it enjoyable for everybody. You know, I love going for a walk around the campground to see everyone's camping setups. And if it's a cool RV, a nice Overland rig, or just even a cool tent in the back of a truck, I love kind of seeing that. I love the smells of the breakfast in the morning. And just, you know, even though my kids are getting older, I still appreciate the sound of kids playing and having a good time and building memories of their own. So for the past 5 years of doing this type of work, I don't think I've ever been happier with work, which I think is a big key to success. And I'm not trying to preach or anything like that. I just, again, being real with you guys and just kind of sharing a little piece of just my life and just what it did for me. It's been one of those crazy weather days, you know, bright and sunny in the morning, rain, bright and sunny, rain, and now bright and sunny again. But still a nice day to be out, and even though I'm just so close to home, taking the time just to come to a beautiful spot like this, just for a couple hours even, is just a great way to unwind. Got to do the cross cut here. And there you have it. Sloppy Joe grilled cheese. Well, that was, there's no sauce in my mouth. That was really, really good. So if you haven't tried it, give it a shot. I get my ideas from either things that I cook myself or something I see online like Instagram or YouTube. So I got lots of ideas for future videos and things to cook. So yeah, but that's going to be it, guys. I'm going to save you, your time of watching me put everything away, and I'm going to get home and then with the leftovers, feed the kids. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, guys, get out on your own adventure, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.